Hey everybody, Wall of Wiisdom here, and I have got on the portal with me Elite Slam Bam. Held off doing him for quite some time. As I set this up, I remembered why. The initial plan was to do him in the winter. Attempt number 43 is roughly when he finally registered on the Portal of Power. Personally, the SuperChargers portal, it looks really cool for what they did. Obviously, I'm a big fan of cars and racing and everything. But I've had a lot of read issues with it, more so than the previous games, and so that part kind of sucks. But it's mainly, again, if it wasn't sealed up in the packaging type of a thing. But the other portals read them just fine. That's why I keep the... Anyway, we have got, again, Elite Slam Bam. Once more, they come, fully decked out, level 20, but no cash, which sucks. But we've got that part taken care of, so what we're going to do, of course, is his base upgrades here. That said, part of the base upgrades, in my opinion, are your box stock attacks. So up first, let me get to my spreadsheet here. We have the Yeti Fist. This is kind of a cool combo. It's just your typical, melee character, right punch, left punch. But the cool thing, since he's a Yeti, he's got 4 arms, and so it just looks better when 2 fists come at you at one time. And in true Skylander fashion, 1-2 hold combo. So he sort of does like the overhead dive, if you will. So these are going to register 95 to 143. If you just rapid tap the attack button, you're going to kind of maintain everything at the same pace. However, if you were to come in, and we'll just set this up with no damage at all and then land the combo on the jump, you hold it. Well, I said we'd land it. You can kind of control the direction you go, but note the combo 163 criticals on that would run about 245 or so, if I'm not mistaken. Again, critical hit, I'm not a huge fan of it. Well, there was one, but it rarely happens in the broader scope of things. Secondary attack, and this is what I feel like some people kind of went wrong with Slam Bam. They never really appreciated the ice prisons and their potential. Same thing with Chill. Instead of being like, hey, that's kind of cool or unique, they're just like, well, it doesn't do anything. And you can't appreciate it here, with the training dummy or just me shooting it towards the camera. But if we go up here, Slam Bam is still kind of slow. That's my biggest knock on him. But remains one of my favorite characters. He's my nephew's favorite for a long time. Last I knew, I think Freeze Blade had replaced him for my nephew. Right there. Luckily, it works on the Greeble. Note, it does no damage yet. But, that's pretty impressive. Should we put a count on it, I guess? So about 8 seconds there. And, of course, the coolest thing, though, is not just that you freeze him for 8 seconds and can go deal with something else, but if he was about to hit me, let me set that up. I'll sit here and I'll be about to take a swing from this Greeble. Well, bad example, but you get the idea. I mean, you can basically decimate these guys. And the ice coffin, or prison as it's called now, very useful, especially as you upgrade, which is what we're going to do now. If the sound is different, again, I'm not using the old headsets. I've got the Astro dedicated to the new PC, so I'm just rocking the Yeti. Only deal is the TV is sort of like turned away from the monitor of the computer. But 3's a charm is our first upgrade. Keep in mind, all 10 wing sapphires, 20% discount working for us. Have up to 3 ice prisons active at once. Again, for most people back in the SSA days, they were like, that sucks, I don't need that. It doesn't do any damage. And that's just totally forsaking this. Something I haven't liked that they did with Slam Bam, they totally changed his look, at least on the screen, and it was not for the better. And I am upset that they did that. I don't know why they did that, but I'm going to log in 3 active at once, and on the ice prison, I will put 8-second hold time. So we can go ahead. You can imagine what 3 active at once would be. The way it worked previously, if you shoot another one off, it kind of, dissipates the other. So Arctic Explosion for 560. Ice prisons explode and damage nearby enemies when Slam Bam punches them. So let's go ahead and pick that up. Again, it seems kind of lame to most people, but very, very practical. Let's go ahead and grab this too, the tertiary attack, which I'm still a fan of. It's the Yeti Ice Shoe Slide. Press Y to slide across the ground. hold Y to travel farther. I tell people all the time, and people are still shocked. They're like, no way, SSA is your favorite game. You know, the others are so much better for whatever reason they want to say. I disagree with that. SSA remains the best game in the Skylanders series, and part of that was the elemental importance that has been lost in recent games. Used to, like when we would do the stuff like this, if there was a puddle of water like between Flynn, the boot, and this crate, I can't go there. Like, if I had Prism Break on the portal, we would just, like, stop at the water's edge, right? And then it was a deal where I pop on Slam Bam or Gilgrunt and we motor across here, we pick up a soul gem or a chest or some story scroll, and we head back. If you were like, hey, you know, I've got Drobot on, you know, he can fly, well, then you can fly across the water. And there was just instances of that all over the place in SSA, and I loved it. And it sort of, you know, in my opinion, made the Skylanders stand out a little bit better. But they got away from that for whatever reason, and that's always kind of been disappointing to me. But anyway, case in point right here, literally, 2, 3. So we can have 3. When I shoot a 4th one, the first one disappears, then the second, third, so on and so forth. You get the idea. So lots of things you can do if you've got like a whole horde of chompies attacking you and you're just like, you know, those things could kill me. There's so many of them. Shoot one off, shoot another one off, and then go take on your bigger like welder troll or whatever you're up against. So again, it's kind of more of a strategy with the, you know, coffins and everything, but I absolutely love them. So again, no damage dealt, but check this out. If I hit it now, did you see that second number? Let's see if we can, that's not where I wanted to shoot it. No. Come on. No. No. Okay. 188. Well, we'll see. We'll see if we can get a better shot on that. The Yeti ice shoe slide, though. If you tap Y, you literally just, it's like an instantaneous dash type of a deal. If you hold Y, at this point in time, we've got 2.5, 3 seconds, something like that. I should be logging all this as I speak, but I'm kind of like too nostalgic right now. So it's not really even enough to barely get across the bridge, but it's still cool. But check it out. If we hold it down, you'll note we do nothing there. Let's go see if we do anything up top. But the biggest thing about that, you know, back in the day, it was not that it's just a pointless, useless, meaningless attack. It was like, cool, let's go across this river that we otherwise couldn't cross. And that's lost on a lot of people that, you know, some of them never played the games before. But, yeah, so no damage there. And then we do have, what's 3's a charm. So let's play along kindly. There's 1, there's 2. Nope. Let's try to get all 3. It's kind of hard. I think the others are freeing, which is an issue you can have, but in a level-based scenario, you have a better time doing this. Because you've just got, you know, more of an open space. But note that even though the game never said anything, I can basically dispatch these on top of each other. And when we do that, so let's get rid of this guy. Okay, now I'm going to let him thaw. We're going to shoot him. I'm going to stand way back here, shoot him again, note the 125. So literally, each time I send a second ice coffin, we decimate the guy with 125 damage. Let's try now. We're going to... Let's get a second one, actually. And come together. There's that. I couldn't see the damage number, sadly. Maybe when I edit it I can tell. Alright, so there's that. Didn't get him. And of course, since he's Elite Slam Bam, he just lays waste to everybody so quickly. Alright. I'm trying to show you what we get here, but I can't get it to register. It's the little number on the side, you know, basically when I shatter the ice coffin. And then the guy close by, which would be the one chasing me, he takes a little bit of damage. That's sort of what we have in the Arctic explosion. So that's all I'll do. I'll try to catch it in editing, but let's hop down here to Miss Persephone.
Are you ready
Yeah,
for
we
a
are.
new magical
Alright, so
upgrade?
Yeti Ice Shoe Slide. Literally, that's going to be not appreciated, especially now because of, again, the lack of water. It's like not passable. Everyone can do it now. So, slide forward. That's pretty much what it is now. Then right here, Arctic Explosion is going to be ice prisons explode and damage nearby enemies. You saw that. We'll try to get the number in editing. And then 3 active at once. So finally, the last base upgrade is Ice Knuckles. Punch attacks deal increased damage. Let's go ahead and pick this up. They really did change his fit. You'd have to have been there back in the day, but you got Blizzard Brawler, sort of like a melee path plus armor, which this was huge back in the day. This is what you always hear me talk about, the plus 40 armor. This was one of them. And then down here, Glacier Yeti, a path most people probably never gave a chance. A lot of people even that got Series 2 Slam Bam and Giants, I don't think ever did it. In part, probably because he was wearing the Blizzard Battler armor, you know, so you kind of like, yeah, we should take that one. But you'll get to see it here. And I don't know that it will be as impressive as it was, you know, in, say, Swap Force and back, particularly Giants and SSA. But what we want to do now, though, is check out Ice Knuckles. Again, box stock, we were doing 95 to 143, and, ooh, I dodged the hand there. 163 to 245 on the combo. So now we're doing 115. Can we get a critical? Anytime would be wonderful. 188. What was that? Come on. I know we had it, 173, I think, so... 115 to 173, and then combo is now 188. So 115 is what, a plus 20 differential there. Half of 115 is going to be 57.5, which I guess would be 58. So yeah, 173. Combo 188. Half of that is going to be not 1889. I meant to hit the hyphen. So we would have 90, 180, 189, 89, 81's, no. Been a while. 94, duh, okay. So 94 on top of that's going to be 282, I believe. Let's see if we can get it. Just for good measure of appreciating why I don't appreciate critical hits. Okay, there's our 188. Better be 188. If it's not, we're screwed. All of our math is wrong. Come on. Again, the thing with the hold there was 282. So by gosh, we did it. The thing with the hold combos from back in the day, a lot of times when you want to execute them, you don't. And a lot of times when you don't want to execute them, you do. Many characters, particularly the melee Skylanders, all kind of had that issue. So keep that in mind. But again, 115 to 173 standard. And then if we wombo combo that bad boy, 188 all the way up to 282. So pretty cool stuff there. A couple other things I want to do here. Since this is a new game, we can jump. Previously could not do that with Slam Bam. So if you're in the air and you try to deploy an ice prison, not gonna happen. Can't do your secondary attack at all. He does have a very cool shadow though. So looks very spider-like coming down if you weren't the wiser. Can we deploy our snowboard? No, can't do that. That would be sweet if we could like ride the rails here, like I just jump up and we execute it, you know, and just grind down type of a thing. Guy can dream, I suppose. And then lastly, the one that we can execute is a punch, but note, it's just sort of like an aerial attack. So if you had hoped, you know, you'd have like this special jump attack with him, they did not really implement that this time around. Let's try to 1-2 jump pound. Will it work? No, I don't think you can do the combo when you interrupt with the jump button, sadly. Let's see if I can execute the combo and jump prematurely. Yeah, but it aborts. So, nothing really going our way in terms of that stuff. But again, I can't tell you like how cool this used to be. Like right now, I understand if you like have always heard people talk about Slam Bam and what a beast he is in PvP or something, you know, specialist character, and you were to play him for the first time here, even in elite form, you'd be like, what? You know, like, what is this? And it's a shame they don't really, and it's not really a knock on Slam Bam, it's more me knocking, why did we ever get away from keeping like the elemental thing intact? And I don't really know that. But let's go ahead and have some fun here. So again, if say this guy's going to hit me, I can dash away. We'll set them up, they think they're going to get me. That's basically what I will show you. I want you to remember this positively. So we'll, you know, that was a little fun here. What should we do to kill these guys? Well, let's showcase our 115 punches. And there was the combo. Now we'll just sort of play around and we'll get all three of them in prisons again. Done, done, done. We got some residual damage there. Hopefully I can see that. And they're all gone. Bottom line, even with the changes they've made to the game that kind of nerf some of this, like, and this would, you know, like, you would hear, like, the icing sound. Very hard to explain. Go watch some of my SSA videos. Because there was, like, the hidden islands, like the bonus items, you know, I would just sail out there with him all the time. I thought it was great. Apparently, Toys for Bob and friends disagreed with me, or someone there was overrode. And if anyone's watching, I agree with you, Mr. SSA practitioner. So that said, these are his base upgrades. We'll come in, we'll take a look at both paths here. I'll probably do the bottom path first, just because I don't know that people will really appreciate it, you know, like it was, and we'll just then have him set to his, you know, brawler path and melee it up. So which probably now is more beneficial than it was back then. But I tell you, if you go back, if you're, you know, kind of new to the series and you've been debating maybe playing Giants and SSA, do it, and do so with the ice coffins in mind. Do the same thing with Chill too, and you will be very, very impressed by these characters, and you'll be like, now I know what that Wall of Wiisdom guy was always talking about. I agree with him. He's really cool. I should watch more of his videos and tell my friends. At least that's what I hope you'll be thinking. But anyway, for myself and the always cool, always awesome Slam Bam, I always wanted him to come back and get like the Christmas variant, you know. But that's just me. Anyway, I hope y'all enjoyed this little blast of nostalgia. I am saving another Elite. That'll probably be the last thing we do in SuperChargers. Not going to mention the name. I'll let you see if you can figure it out. But stay tuned. We got a little bit of racing to do too. But for now, we're going to go and progress through these upgrades. So stay tuned for that. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you back for more Skylanders research.